a name of sannyasin, a new name for the new beginning, actually, this new name for the rebirth that happens in the spiritual journey. New identity that you will go on growing with as well and also will help you in journey. Yeah, these things are tantra, my dear. It's very subtle and it works like that. For example, just by changing the name, something different starts happening within. Because name is very powerful. It is the thing that we, as human, associate ourselves the most into for entire our life. It becomes a sizzle, a magic, a key to a new reality. And names are there for a reason. In one of my practices, I call myself very lovingly, like I was calling my partner, or my mother, or my father, or a small child. A very relaxed, lovingly, I would call my name. And that has a very deep impact, because we have always heard everyone else calling our name, and we have responded to that each time. And we have taken the seriousness, the happiness, the fears, all of those things we have associated with that name. If somebody would scold you, the name would get angry. Do you know who I am? Or you've hurt my identity? Or all these things. It is associated with this particular name. Therefore, at a journey, at a point, people will find a new name for themselves. This has been a very important part of the spiritual practice in the East, and also has a similar idea of baptism, given a name. All of these are rituals, and all of these requires name. So another reason in a very subtle side is that we are given this name that everyone sees us with. And we believe when there are more people who know you, who have seen you, who have known a common story about you, the more your character crystallizes. Any form of character crystallizes. And that tends to become permanent character in one being. The more the witness to that character, that particular character, crystallize and become more and more real. And that is still building up in one name. The Sangam that everyone knows has been crystallized by how they see and how it is easy for this character to communicate with them, how it is less violent, how it is more acceptable, more relaxed. In everyone's happy moment, we all are relaxed, open, laughing, enjoying. And these things happen naturally at that time. So this is what happens in the meditation. It is a map, actually, for every mind, for every being that says and knows I or me. So it is a map. Whenever one is silent, and this silence is the absence of the sense of I. In other words, the absence of name. So the spiritual name should remind one again and again that this name also is a new character, new clinging part, the new identity. And still the mind wants to hold on to it. Because mind as such needs something to hold on to, some character to hold on to. Otherwise it cannot build up memories of both happiness and sadness. It is wired in such a way that it requires something to build up onto. So something new goes on building up. The spiritual name, this sannyasi name, is such a name that keeps you reminding that it's only a boat. This character also is only a boat. Meaning, this should also be let go. Because no matter the first given name by family, society, or the second new name that you find yourself, both drop during meditation or when meditation happens. No name remains at that point. No name is required at that point. No characters are required at that point. So slowly, as you go on practicing any forms of meditation, it takes you to the same point, same moment where there are no names. None of the things connected with the names bother at all, because you know that was part of similar stories around you. And this new name can go in there, drop itself, become one with everything, and come back again and tell that story. The first name could not do that. The second name, the new identity, can do that. It can help you, because this name knows the temporary nature of characters and stories. It knows how we are attached. It knows the mechanism of how we are attached, or the mechanism of the phenomenology, this constant happening. It knows. So it can show in its own way, in its own language, in its own experiences. It can show and it can guide when people who need hear your words, be in your presence. They experience this constant presence. You need a new name, my dear. A name of a sannyasin. And you will find your new name.